I am so thrilled to be a part and with the director and the primary cast of the film Baby Crasto.
So every time and with every invention of technology, it amped up and it sort of shook up the game on how content was produced.
We thought that content was going to be the king, right?
Exactly. People who are there at the head of the things and to understand that there is something which you still need from the heart.
Yes.
That's what the West is understanding now again.
Yes.
This is India, a story in the making. And I'm your host, Lavina Tandon.
Hello and welcome to India, a story in the making. If you love cinema, love Asian, Indo, UK cinema space, and want to be just inspired in the space of creativity, in this world when AI is taking away all the knowledge, it's creativity that we have to kind of hold tight. And that's what I am reveling in that space today. Thanks to UK Asian Film Festival, actually Tongues on Fire UK Asian Film Festival, that's been running for over 25 years. And we have collaborated to do wonderful interviews of people who come and participate. And I am so thrilled to be a part and with the director and the primary cast of the film that had its world premiere here. And I'm thrilled, I said, for a reason. And that's the director, Jaisul Shah.
Hello.
Supriya ji and Neil Bhopalam. Now, when I saw the film, it is a thriller and you can explain it more, the genre, Jaisul. First of all, thank you. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, because you can say thank you to me for one thing. I have specially arranged for sunshine in UK, London for you.
Very
बहुत मुश्किल से मिलती है धूप.
वैसे हम लेके आए वो. You can take the credit. It was we who brought the sunshine.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Actually, that's what happened, because when I arrived on the 7th, was the first day the sunshine came.
It's true.
So actually somebody told me that on the airport. You brought the sunshine. I said, hey.
You are the sunshine.
Thank you.
You are the sunshine.
I take that. I take that.
And luggage. Yeah.
Kind of
And
like
luggage.
it, that's true. So, Baby Crasto is a thriller, and when I saw this woman got on the stage, and I thought, my God, really, looks are deceptive. How did this little girl manage to make that big film? So, Jaisul, I'm going to start with you. Please tell me your story of how you got to Baby Crasto and to the world of cinema and all of that.
Okay. Firstly, thank you so much for having us here, and it's really nice to be here today. I wanted to write a film, and I just, me and my writer Shifa, we, were just kind of brainstorming and jamming, and at that point of time, because it was pandemic, we were constantly, in that isolation. There was loneliness, and at the same time, we were always like surrounded by news, especially like false news, and it was so challenging to kind of distinguish between what is fabricated and what is true. All right, so this very notion, sparked the creation of Baby Crasto. So Baby Crasto at heart, like if you see, it's about these two young men, right, who enter her house because they are lured by greed, and they enter into this deceptive world of an elderly woman, and what starts as a pursuit of wealth ends up in complete destruction, right? So it all started from that very question that we were exploring, and that was, whose story can be trusted in today's world? And that is where the entire character of Baby Crasto came about. If you see Jaco's character, Jaco's world, there are so many people, like, because, we are spending so much, and, our lifestyles are so demanding, people do get into vices, different kind of vices, right? We don't know what consequences our actions are going to have. So that's what happens with Jaco. He gets into gambling. He becomes a drug addict. He loses his family because of the vices that he's having. And at the end of the day, when he dies, he is not even able to meet his son, right? So Jaco's character showed the kind of world we are living. I mean, certain themes of the worlds that we were picking up for Jaco's world, where we were talking about family, we were talking about gambling, we were talking about drugs at some point, we were talking about how important it is to have a family as well. So yeah, that was Jaco's world. And Vasu's world was very vibrant, the way we created that world. Like if you see Vasu is a young boy, in India, there are so many young people who are unemployed at the moment, right? I mean, you'll hear it in the news, there are so many engineers who are jobless and, they are becoming auto drivers. So Vasu, maybe at some point he wanted to pursue his studies, but probably, he did not, and he did, but he did not get any employment opportunities. And every youngster in India aims for a better life, right? And why not?
And
right?
I think that's where this whole it's the startup capital of the world. So maybe sometimes when the degree doesn't provide, necessity does.
Exactly.
I also, sorry, cutting you short, in that sense that what happens is that because there is so much growth everywhere, all over the world, and we are all kind of connected to it, a lot of aspirations have developed.
Right.
And that is somewhere, whether you are really capable of reaching those aspirations or not is a question mark, but who would want to answer the truth?
Yes.
That's the thing. I mean, would you really want to look in the mirror and say, you're not really capable? So why are you pursuing it? In the same way, I think all our characters in the film, are we really capable of wherever we were supposed to reach? Or if we could have reached, but we were not capable. So actually there is that kind of a real situation. And therefore we hide. Therefore we kind of make pretenses. And that's what the whole film is all about.
Conserve our own self and ego, if you say. And otherwise we'll just collapse.
Yeah. Yes.
Like a heap of salt, isn't it?
Yes.
Pani ghar jayega us pe. Supriya ji, you are sunshine actually. You did not only that, you did.
Come on.
I have to say that in every character, she surrenders to the character, which is very hard sometimes when you've known and you've done so much. She makes us smile, she makes us cry, she can make you, now I saw scared as well at some point when you were coming. I don't want to give into the film too much because,
Yeah.
So, tell me your story of not only coming to Crasto, but actually I want to begin by acting. Was that your first choice since it was in your family?
No. I didn't want to be an actor at all. I was not really. I wanted to be a dancer. I was studying dance. And I've done my graduation with Bharatanatyam as main subject. So I'm a classical dancer. Yeah. But I'm not a performing Bharatanatyam dancer. I've always wanted to do theory. I wanted to do my PhD. I wanted to lots of dreams. But that was what it was. And
how was that dream cut short?
I lost my father. So I think at that time, the kind of easier way out, I would say, was getting into working.
Because your mom was already an actor.
She was already, and she before he left us, it was her. She wanted to do a play which she had done in her youth.
Achha.
And it was a very big Gujarati hit. So everybody said, do it with your daughter. And Ratna, my sister, she is already an actress at that time. She was doing theatre. So everybody said Ratna will do the role. She said, no. If I do this play again, only Supriya can do it. And I was nowhere near being an actor. So I said, I'm not doing any acting like that. I'm not going on stage. So she said, then I won't do this play. So then everybody started, kind of getting at me, okay, do it. We did it through our small children's club.
Acha.
Okay, and I said I'll only do it with that. I'll do it with fair. I mean, I had all those because I didn't want to be an actor, but it worked out well, and everybody appreciated it, and everybody compared me to Ma, and things happened. Then my dad left us, so
Acha.
at that time it kind of went into okay, there is this offer which is there. It's a natak, but tum kar lo. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And then it was, Arey, film offer hui hai, wo kar lo. So it just started off like that, and it was more like, my mom was acting, was an actress, was professional, but you always need to support. So it was just started like that. And then I think I fell in love with acting. I fell in love with acting, that I must say.
And when was that?
The first play I did, so with men only. I really fell in love with the art. But I'm not an outgoing, nobody believes this, but I'm not an outgoing
I can
kind of
believe
person.
it. by the way.
Yeah. I remember it was very
No.
strange. I used to have my father who was a very entertaining kind of. He used to love throwing parties. So my house had this, dad's house had this 3 rooms. Okay, so the middle room was mine and Ratna's. So that room, when there was a party in the hall, I used to sit in that room with lights closed through the whole party because nobody should see me. And if the light was on, they'd say, "Arey, kamre mein light kyun?" So 3 or 4 hours of a bloody evening, almost every second day, I was sitting by myself alone in a dark room because I just didn't want to be with people. So I think that was the kind of person I was, and then slowly things changed.
So I think your sister got the father. So where did you, was your mum not outgoing or it was just you? So
No, I think it was only me.
Yeah.
It was, my family is quite...
And what would you do hiding in that room? Just eat.
little thing.
I think Baby Crasto.
Yeah. That was like that. Yeah.
That's how she led to it.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to understand when you come from. Was your father in?
Yes. He used to design clothes, and he had a shop called Shriman, and he designed for Rajesh Khanna. So all these Guru Kurtas and all that was his
Oh,
designs.
that's his.
Yeah.
क्या बोलते हैं उसको? What he used
Guru
to wear?
Kurtas, and he used to wear those stitching outside
Ah,
on the
correct.
shirt, that kind of thing. All that
Acha.
was his design. So he was
Oh.
he was pretty much of a designer because he never knew how to tailor, so he was only a designer. So yeah, he was in a way connected.
Connect. So the
Yeah.
whole industry
Yeah.
was connected. Now you have a full house of actors as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
जब actually कोई acting करता है तो समझ आती है कि someone is flying through the.
नहीं, हमारे घर में कोई एक्टिंग करता ही नहीं है. I think we are too many of us to really. I can't. I mean.
कोई बुद्धू बनाता है acting के through. That's what I want to know.
बहुत.
So
मुझे
do
तो
you
बहुत
catch
no.
it? No.
I have a husband who nobody can catch in anything. Whatever he performs, he only knows what he's doing.
And do you discuss your scripts of what or how or this thing with, or you just do your own decisions, make your own decisions?
Yeah, mostly it's me. We all kind of discuss if there's an issue or problem. Of course, I can go back to anybody. But it's really, Baby Crasto was one film that I really discussed with Sana and my son, younger one, Ruhan. So Sana made my daughter, and both of us, I sat with them because I was so excited about doing this film. So that was the reason why I said, I'm getting this kind of a role, which was quite unusual and quite an exciting point for me.
Yeah.
So that I did, and I do have a fallback every time I get confused about what to do with a character. I always go to my younger son, Ruhan.
Oh,
He's an
acha.
actor too. He hopefully starts soon. But to me, though I shouldn't be saying that because I'm the mother. He's very good. So I feel that he can give me a lot of tips,
They're younger. The process now is different, isn't it? Of the
And he studied in UK. So
Acha.
he studied at the Lambda and he studied at the Mount View.
Yeah,
so
my
he's-
daughter is doing that.
Yeah, so he's, kind of studied a different kind of
Yeah. It's a
working.
complete different way that the
So,
process is different,
Yeah.
isn't it? Neil, I'm going to come to you and then we'll come to be or not to be, huh?
That is.
Theatre, TV, films, OTT, Hamlet.
Yes.
You've done Hamlet in India on stage.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's what brought me to London the last time. I was
Really?
here 13 years ago
Yeah.
with Hamlet to perform at Hackney Empire.
Oh,
And,
Wow.
And Danny Boyle had come to see our show there as well, and then just throwing that in.
Well done. Lapping it up.
Yeah, cameras are rolling, yeah, cholo.
So Hamlet performed by an Indian
Yes.
in London.
Yeah,
Was it
people loved
Grace? You
English and gibberish.
Acha, English.
But it worked very well over here because everybody knows the story of Hamlet. The
Yeah.
kids studied
Yes.
in school, and then we had a matinee show which there were so many kids and they loved it. And we're 6 clowns that are putting up the show of Hamlet. So the clowns decide, Aaj raat ke liye, let's do the story of Hamlet.
Ah.
And I play Claudius, but I'm also the goofiest clown.
Oh, I just said was
it's
that
and then
nice.
everybody said, why does he get to play Hamlet? No, I want to play it. But that's what brought me here. The first time, the last time I was here, and I just realized while you were chatting, it's Supriya Pathak in and as Baby Crasto. That's a great title actually.
Yeah, actually, yes.
I'm like, why didn't I think of this before? In and as, because you're in and as Baby
Yeah,
Crasto.
it's true.
Too many people were busy clicking pictures with you and you were trying to see the world premiere.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yes. Where did you come?
No, in my head.
Yeah, he.
But
Okay.
SI unit.
Yeah.
And for me, for
Yeah.
being part of Baby Crasto, this is all my years of training as a theatre artist and my years of trying to pick up the skill for camera performance, which is a different skill set. Baby Crasto, I get to show it off.
How wonderful. So, I mean, theatre, I think everyone says is like a groundwork to get your art chiseled,
Yeah.
isn't it? Actually, tell me, by the way, my father was a professor of English and literature, and Hamlet was his Bible, if I can say. So we were quoted. I was in JNU and I used to write letters to him. And he would return those letters with circles, red circles. Can you believe it? Daughter living away, first time away.
Yeah.
Circles, ye galtiyan hain. This is how you can.
But that's fantastic because that's the best way to learn the language.
Yes. Unless you keep writing the letters, did the letters stop?
No.
I send you a voice note. I send you a cassette.
Can you believe it? The voice notes?
Yeah.
No, I have only one letter of my father left, and that's where I was coming to, in which he compared me with Richard V and my sister with Hamlet.
Oh.
Wow.
And said, so this is how much it was in our lives.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and why only that one letter? Is it because
Yeah.
everything got burnt in my room? But that's another story. So I lost all those letters. And today, no one writes letters.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should just start writing.
I agree.
And
You write letters?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
You
he,
did?
Yes,
You read?
yes, he.
how wonderful.
Yeah, write postcards. And
Yeah, he
Oh,
sent a
how
postcard.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's
But
the
how
best.
many days does it now take to reach? Like suppose you're sending it through your
I sent one yesterday
Huh.
with a £2 stamp with
Yes.
of the king on it.
Yes.
It was nice to see the stamp. and
After a long time,
like,
see a
that's
king
new
on it.
one,
Yeah, I would-
So, maybe about 2 weeks, a fortnight, or I don't know.
But it was so nice to see him like actually write
Right.
a postcard.
How
And
wonderful.
yeah.
And there's a story of the stamp, when your stamps are only either king or the queen,
Right.
right? So he has to have, I think, I reported on it, was a left profile. And the queen, I think, was the right profile. So they have to be a certain kind of,
Yes.
Okay.
it's this whole thing that goes into making the coins and the
It's kind of
stamps.
like being an actor. When you give us audition, you got to give your profile.
I still have to figure out mine.
Yeah.
somebody asked me the other day, which is funny, I never knew about it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I come from a school where this is the least important as to what you look. Somebody had done some little work or something, and they said, would you like to see it? It was an ad film. So I said, do you want to see it as to whether we can use this, or do you want to tweak something? I said, what do I tweak? Now I've already finished shooting it. Saying, but if you want, you don't want your chin to show, you want eyes that way, you want it. I said, 1 minute. Why did you cast me if you couldn't make it up like that? You could have done it. But he said, everybody does that. They don't let you just, they have to check. Whether your chin is double chin is not showing and double chin. They do all this.
You don't
in
the
post.
Yes.
It doesn't bother you at all?
No.
You are an exception.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think even you, I don't think would you go and check as to whether you're this thing? I don't know. I have never thought about it.
Yeah.
You've got an exceptional cast.
Yeah, I must tell you, like, I have got a lovely cast, like, obviously Supriya ji, Neil, and we have Weber also back home.
Yeah.
So, and these guys have really trusted me so much, and given
wrote a script which was worth trusting.
But thank you so much, and made it so,
Flawless.
Yeah, flawless, and I had so much fun working with them that I'm excited to obviously release this film and also make a next one.
So I wanted to come to that before I want to ask for one question. I think we won't have so much time. That when are you releasing? What are you doing with it?
Yeah.
Then I can raise the toast to the coriander soup.
Yes. We'll release once we get some good offer on the film.
Yeah.
We want to place it right so that we get the right audience and the right support that we are looking at. So I think.
And that's where I think you have already led me to my second question. The world is full of content, and it's for everybody, not for one person.
Yes.
And from our phone to the screen and OTT, how hard still is it to sell a good content?
Very hard, according to me, even now. Because in India especially, and I do want to say this very clearly because I really believe in it. I'm sorry I'm blotting it.
No, please.
But I honestly want to say that even today, they are not looking at the content. They are still looking at who are the actors, what is the star, what is this. Even your OTT platforms, then what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
If there were these big stars who could anyway go out there and give your film such a boost in theatres so that you get your 100 crores or 500 crores that you have to get, then why isn't OTT also asking for the same thing?
Yes.
You are supposed to be different. You're supposed to do different things. But they're not. They're still bothering us with the same bloody questions.
Despite the fact that the content, there was a huge, and I think that period continues in India as well, where the content wasn't working. Nothing was
It is
working.
still not working.
Yes.
All
So
these big things that you're talking about are still having problems. And you are still, something which has content, something which is news, you're still going to look at, ये director कौन है, ये actor कौन है, ये वो कौन है, ये why? You look at the story, but they're not. So I personally feel
yes.
very
So
different.
I absolutely, when OTT platforms came into India, and of course it created the space to kind of have different voices, and we thought that content was going to be the king, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and it will give, and obviously, see, it has given work to a lot of different kind of contents. I agree to that, but right now in India, again, it's moving towards the more commercial space, like where they want big names, and they want basically big budgets and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm just hoping that we find some window there where
I honestly also say that when television came into India, which was such a big revolution, it was from what we were having to television, and all of us as actors, we had another platform to explore, which was great, and we did fantastic work. And then it kind of went into this everything is very similar kind of genre. Then there was everything is a one everyday kind of thing. Then there were daily soaps. Then So
There you
you
go.
actually crushed a beautiful medium to reach out to people. You crushed it. Then a time came when there was OTT, which came in, which was again a lot
Yeah.
of hope for all of us.
Yeah, we were so
because it was-
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was giving us opportunity to do different kind of work. I mean, it gets boring to do the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
And therefore you wanted to tell stories, and there could have been a possibility that, you know, you had international markets coming in. They had the money. Explore it. Give that up, because there is so much talent in India.
Yes.
There is no limitation
Absolutely,
for talent
yes.
in India as actors, writers, directors, musicians, everything. But again, if you're going to go back to the same
Yeah.
bracket,
What will
Then
happen?
what-
Same
then what
for
is
actors, Neil, Bitten.
I mean, before I venture into that, I just want to say it's very easy to sell our film. We're just going to crowdfund $250 million.
He's on a different time.
Yeah,
It's very easy.
he just wants somebody to add the money. That's
Yeah,
it.
we're going to put
You
a
don't
link,
need-
Lavina ji, on your show. You just click it and it'll empty out your bank account. No. See, there are two things which I've observed. One is, of course, your personal interest as an artist,
Yeah.
what you want to do. And the second, which seems to be the most dominating factor, is the ecosystem that we live in. There used to be cassettes at one time. There used to be then a dish cable, you know, with that big dish, then Star TV.
मैंने
and
बड़ा
everything,
ठीक
and
किया उसको
open up.
महाभारत देखते वक्त.
Yes. And oh yeah, antennas, yeah. Then CDs came about, then Blu-rays came about. So every time, and with every invention of technology, it amped up and it sort of shook up the game on how content was produced. Now we have reached here. Tomorrow we do not know what is the next technological break that will come. And my guess is it's going to be VR.
Yeah, it's already here.
It's
but
already
yeah.
here.
Already
So-
AI, na? आपके
Yeah.
avatars.
AI, of
How
course,
wonder,
but-
how is it
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
bringing in?
No, you're not
What is
going to need
happening?
actors very soon.
You know, that is true. I still am.
It's a very scary
I still
situation.
believe because
think how-
But
Tell
I
me
still
about
feel
AI.
emotion is going to work. And I still feel that opportunity has to be given.
yes.
That's what I'm personally getting very worried about, is that the people who are there at the head of the things have to understand that there is something which you still need from the heart.
Yes.
That's what the West is understanding now again.
Yes.
So, I mean, you need to realize that content is actually the most important thing.
Because I, in terms of AI, I think people are getting their avatars patented and all that stuff is happening, and the voice, and I think that's the whole. We had this whole Hollywood kind of
Yeah.
going up in arms against it. I think creativity and that emotion, hopefully, is still the only two things that remain in our hand.
I'm not too afraid of it because I feel there is no substitute for human intuition.
Brilliant, yes, that's
Yes.
You can use these tools to facilitate the work that you are doing, no doubt. Like if you are pondering over a concept, yes, you can use ChatGPT to build the first draft, which just saves that much more time. But then the fine tuning and the polishing it up is like polishing shoes. You have to get in there.
No,
and
no,
do it
absolutely
yourself.
right.
Yeah, just to add to that, you know, like we have had animations as well in the past, okay? It has not replaced the entire human form, right? If
But the way things
because
are moving,
somehow you don't
don't
connect.
know how it's going to go, baby.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And the thing is that till you have an opportunity, come up with stories. Come up, let people at least have an experience of that.
Yeah.
You know, very soon if you're not, it's like, you know, if you're not going to, Mahabharata or Ramayana, the younger generation, until unless your dadi doesn't tell it to you,
Yeah.
you don't listen to it, you don't read it, you don't see it yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So, but the dadi is there to tell it to you, no? So let that dadi at least be there to tell you those stories.
You can have an AI dadi.
Yeah, AI ही सही ना, जो तुम्हें दादा चाहिए, वो दादा जो चाहिए, और
They are
let
working
that
on it.
story
Yeah.
be
No,
You know,
yes.
that's what my
I
whole
think
thing
that
is.
we need a space where everything can coexist together. But let's see
No,
how
but we
it
are all
goes.
coexisting
Yeah.
only. I think she has a very brilliant
Yeah.
point that
Yeah.
एक तो अगर OTT आया है तो उसमें give us space.
Space, yeah.
Yeah,
And we
of
have
course.
a
OTT,
content
of
fund.
course. OTTs, yeah, I agree.
I think
Yes.
someone told me who works in the space of AI that very soon humans are going to get very stupid because a lot of the things can be done by the AI.
Operations are being done by robots. Now, what else do you want here? You're going to sit there lying down, some robot's going to come and cut you
And
out.
I've seen the Terminator. Thoda done
Okay,
hai.
are you going to be driven? I think I do a
Timing.
high five, but this one I will quickly do. Are you okay to be driven by a driverless car? नहीं ये तो this is in mixed.
But see,
No,
I
not in
just wanna
Bombay.
I know, look, I'm driving to your interview. I had a very fantastic driver with me called Sam, and we spoke about philosophy and
I don't
everything.
mind my driver.
That I will miss.
I don't like my
You
driver.
miss Sam, so he was
I
driven
miss.
by Sam, and he
Yeah.
would not want to be. So you
Yeah,
would be
because
driven
who am I
by.
going to talk to?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
That's the
anxious
point
coming
we
here.
are all making.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind not having my driver in Bombay drive my car. I wouldn't mind not having him because he can't hear and he can't really see. That's what
Oh my God! Please, can you
Change the driver? No.
don't change the driver?
Change
give
the
him pension
driver, no.
and
No.
with his
No,
son.
no,
I'll
no.
take an
Yes.
auto.
Yeah, Bombay, the car will not go early now.
I just want this much of the portion of our interview of the driver being sent to him on his chat.
Yeah.
He sends me WhatsApp messages.
I remember.
Good morning. Are you drive the car? Then I say good morning.
Gaadi ka hai?
But they know so much of you and कहाँ जाना है, so I know in India.
Yes, yes.
It's so
Yeah, but in Bombay, if you have no driver, the
Oh,
car will not go ahead.
Unless you're getting paid to step out of the house, don't go out.
Yeah, don't go out of the house. Yeah. It's so much suffering to go out of the house.
Highways and stuff happening with the Bombay.
But he very correctly said, who will I talk to?
Yeah.
Because I can't read in the car, I get a headache. I can't watch anything because I get a headache. I can't, so what am I going to do?
The
So
dri-
you
And
want
it's
to
gonna
drive.
take
You'll have an
5
AI
hours
talking
to reach
driver.
anywhere. I want to
AI
drive.
talking
You
driver.
want to drive.
Yeah.
Phone है ना? Phone पे बात
You can
कर
get
सकते
one.
हैं.
Yeah.
No, that gives you ear. Then cancer हो जाता है.
And also, as a child, you already did Vipassana when
Yeah.
the parties were on.
Well, I've already done
Now you want-
my I never thought of that.
That is so wonderful. Neil, he's on a different planet.
Yeah, he always
He
is.
was all paying attention.
Yeah.
Driverless car now? Yes.
Not in Bombay. Like, I don't want a car in Bombay for sure. Like,
Do you fly?
no, I walk.
You get stuck in the
You
cables.
can't. I don't get out. As he said, till the time you're not getting paid, don't get out of your house.
We meet at coffee. We meet very often for coffee. But she'll always say, कहाँ जाएंगे? अच्छा यही हाँ, then I'll come. It's very close. If I tell her town, रहने देते
How wonderful. अच्छा हम खत्म करते हैं. I know. Now one last bit. How Indian content it still has to break through. I think what is waiting to be discovered by the West. Tell us. Tell them.
It's
क्यों
like,
देखें?
it's like a burglar trying to open a safe.
हाँ.
You're listening and the whole click
हाँ.
जो है, then the gates open.
अच्छा.
Yeah, we're getting close to the combination. It's a fair amount of things.
हाँ.
I am hopeful. I understand what you're saying is exactly true, but maybe in this interview, I'm the most hopeful I've ever been.
Really?
It is just a matter of time. It's
Yeah.
a matter of time. Your introduction also, you said that this, it's all coming together. The mere fact that a film like Baby Crasto has been made and now exists is a combination of all those mediums, all those trainings, little bit of COVID thrown in. It is a fantastic film, if I
Yes,
may say so.
it is.
And I honestly want to add here that a film like Baby Crasto coming to the UK Asian Film Festival, being chosen by it for the world premiere, that itself is a big step.
Yeah.
Where we have come till here.
Huh.
So India is, as Neil is saying, making a lot of difference. But
Yeah.
I wish it could have been
Much
bigger.
more.
Yeah. Also, I just want to add to this. Like, for example, when I wrote the script of Baby Crasto and I took it to my producer, Golden Ratio Films, to Mr. Piyush Singh, when I took the film to him, he was ready to take a chance on the film, like very, very few producers, like, because I'm a debutant director, and it's my first film, right?
Yeah.
So very few producers want to take that chance, and especially on a film which has, 3 different protagonists, and it's in a psychological thriller space, so he took that chance. And I think if we have more producers who kind of believe in the content and not just mounting it, but the overall content, and I think that is what we need at the moment, so they can champion the film, and they can take the film ahead. So I think we need more
More of
A
things
huge,
there.
Yes.
a huge thank you to our producers.
Yes,
Without them,
I agree.
Yes,
it would
yes,
not
yes.
have happened.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So great thank you.
Yes.
And one last question I have to ask everyone. It's one word, honestly. India for you in one word.
Lot of love. Yeah.
You have already said it, but again, India for you.
The best.
India for you in one word.
In one word, I can do it in one sound.
Okay, go on. So this for your film, and for please find Jaisal Shah and make sure that her film gets on the best release. It is wonderful.
Thank you.
And it has, I have found a newfound love in coriander soup. And I am going to be treating all of them with coriander soup very soon. And for you to find that, you have to find a best platform for Baby Crasto. So thank you so very much for joining us on India's Story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all.
Thank you so much.
This is India, a story in the making. And I'm your host, Lavina Tandon. Listen to the show on Apple, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you get your podcast from. And watch it on my YouTube channel, Lavina Tandon Official.